Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Brian Trader. This is part 3 of our DIY Moonshine Still from the Distillery Network. In this video, we're going to be putting together the cone. So this is the part that goes from the pot body up and reduces down to eventually fit up to your cap. So in this video, I'll just be showing you how to clamp it off and get it soldered real quick. This video shouldn't be too much any different from the last one as far as assembling the part. So before you get this thing clamped off and ready to solder, a couple things you want to do is make sure you get all this tape residue off. It was sent with a packing tape, and the packing tape left a residue on there. Basically, any contamination when you're going to solder something is going to make it so the solder doesn't stick as well. So all I was doing is taking a little goof off or acetone and rubbing the residue off of there. And then something else that you can do to help get the solder to stick to it is take a little bit of sandpaper and scuff it up a little bit, and then just wipe it off. And for this, we're going to be using a different style of measurement. The company recommends a 2-inch lap on the big end down to about a 1/4-inch lap up top. Why that is, I'm not 100% sure. Usually when you would fabricate parts like that, you would just lay it out so you have a 1/2-inch seam all the way across. I would have done that personally just to save on the cost of copper. But again, that's just criticism on my part. So anyway, I'm going to get this all clamped up and then we're going to solder. All right, now that we got everything clamped off, I got everything set up. So we got line the edges up down here with a 2-inch lap, and then at the top it should flare out to a 1/4-inch lap. I put mine at a 1/2-inch lap just because we got to cut this back anyway. So I just wanted more of a lap there to make sure that there wasn't any pressure issues, and the more solder in there, the better, my opinion. So I'm gonna fire up this torch and we're gonna solder this up real fast. Again, keep the heat below where you want to solder at, and the solder will melt and pull down to where the heat is. Push it in there, make sure it's going in. Again, you got a 2-inch lap down here, so it's going to be quite a bit of solder in there. There we go, now working. Keep it flowing. I think I gotta add another clamp in there. See if we can get it without the clamp. Just kind of watch your heat. Kind of working around your clamps a little bit. All right, let that cool down for a second, and then doesn't hurt to go back for a second pass. Make sure you get all your solder as far in as it'll go, especially in the areas that you think look a little thin. So get all that in there. Don't be afraid to reflux it. A little bit of flux and put down in there. Keep the solder nice and clean. Just like that. It's all soldered up. Little spot here I missed. So yeah, that's basically how you get the cap set. Here, I'm gonna unclamp it. Wait till it cools down before you unclamp it. Should have waited a little bit, but. So one thing that I wanted to show you guys that I called the Distillery Network about to make sure that it was correct. So when you lap it flat down here, see how it's all nice and flat? It's kind of cut weird right here. See how it's cut at an angle? And then it also has a tab up in the back right there. So I called him out on it, thinking that it was a defect or a problem or something like that. And he said it's supposed to be like that because you're going to be cutting it back. Again, I was kind of surprised by that because usually you can, when you lay out a reducer, you can get it to the exact diameter up here that you need in order to fit your collar, which is this piece right here. I've already soldered it together, so that's going to end up going on top like here. So the way he's describing it is basically we're going to slide this down, trace it out, and then solder it to it. But again, I was just, like I said, I was kind of surprised that they wanted to leave that much extra material, because we're going to be cutting off about 1 inch to 2 inches off the top of this at the very minimum. But anyway, that was my only criticism with this part itself. So anyway, I am going to finish cleaning this one up, and I will see you on the next video.